now it's time to beat the mind game.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Prey, You Only Live Once, where no healing is allowed and any death ends the run. In the last episode, we cleared out the shuttle bay and most of the guts, and acquitted ourselves much better against the Weaver and Technopaths that we faced in those maps. We also found the body of Josh Dalton behind this pipe here, but I want to be clear that this is only one possible place where he can be found. He's also sometimes found out here, in this little side tunnel on the way to the Arboretum. Now, some things in Prey are just randomized for each playthrough, like most of the key codes. But as you might expect, information on the internet is ridiculously inconsistent on telling people where to go to find him or why. So let's clear the air a bit, so to speak. I've read strategy guides out there claiming that the game was patched at some point to change Josh's location. I used to believe that myself because I can't actually remember the last time I ever saw him anywhere but where I found him this time. However, I'm currently watching an excellent ongoing Prey Let's Play series by another YouTuber who I won't name quite yet because this part of his playthrough is still private for subscribers. But on his way through the guts, recorded very recently, he actually found Josh in the other more obvious spot. Now, it's the sort of thing that's obviously very hard to test because you have to play through an entire playthrough, more or less, but I think it actually might depend on the order in which you do other things in the game, because there are other bodies that you'll find in different locations depending on your actions. For example, back when we slipped into fabrication early, we found the body of Divya Naz in the overlooking room. But let's say we hadn't done that. Let's say we followed the rails of the main quest, got the Neuromod crafting specs from Kelstrup's office in Psychotronics, and then triggered the copy protection quest after crafting too many of them. Well, if that happens, the quest sends us to fabrication, where we'd actually find Divya's body right here in the foyer of Neuromod Division, along with a note containing the key code to security, the password to the security computer, and an amazing map showing the way to get into fabrication, letting you do all of those things even if you weren't investing in the hacking skill or any human abilities at all. And incidentally, if you do it that way, it's vastly more dangerous, because a bunch of mimics and corrupted operators will be spawning up there in fabrication waiting for you. But that only happens if you don't go to fabrication early and trigger copy protection later on, after finding the Neuromod plans elsewhere. So while I don't know this for a fact, my suspicion is that from a game design perspective, Josh Dalton's body location is probably dependent on unknown conditions, or at least currently unknown, elsewhere in the same way. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter because he's extremely easy to find in either spot once you know how. Just be aware that if you don't find him in plain sight out on the way to the Arboretum, he's behind the pipe where I found him, and you can check the other spot as soon as you come out of the maintenance tunnel. For now, let's move on. The game's not expecting us to go into the cargo bay quite yet. We're quite a bit off the rails of the main quest. But there's something we need to do here. In order to get this cargo bay door open, we need to activate the unit from both the gut side and the cargo bay side. And fortunately, there is a very generous span of time in which we have to do this, which is great because there's one thing I'd like to do along the way. And you can see a bunch of safes in here and some other stuff we'd like to get at, and it looks like the sort of thing that you might need to use mimic matter to get into in order to make yourself small. Fortunately, as with so many other places in the game, there are alternatives. Now this part, I'm not sure if this much is intended, but you can actually get a hitbox on these safes from this side. However, if you go down a little lower here, there's a gap, and from this side at least, we can get an angle with the Hunter's Bolt Caster. Whoa! Okay then. The bolt just kicked that back at me. I'm glad I didn't take damage from that. I would have been pretty pissed. But alright, we got access to these safes, and yeah, there's a ton of good stuff in there. Look at that. Just recycler charges, disruptor ammo, Q-beam ammo. Yeah, just all sorts of good stuff that we definitely don't want to be missing. Alright, we're good there. Alright. And that looted, let's head into cargo bay. And after a little bit of zero-G maneuvering, it'll let us out into, well, it looks like this place has seen better days. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd like to try doing any actual work in here, but as you can see, we've got a friend down there to contend with. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we can't scan through this glass because reasons.
Gravity detected.
Okay, now let's be ready for him. I think I want, actually... Oops, let's get a scan in on him. There we go.
psionic aptitude available.
And done. And while we wait for the ether damage to subside from over there, or ether pool rather, let's just loot this supply crate. And there's the remains. Excellent. All right, and if we duck over here to cargo bay.
Morgan, this is Chief LSL. Morgan, cargo bay door's been sealed shut.
Dang.
Creatures flooding the area. We don't want them getting out any more than they already have. We are safe in here for the moment. Do what you can for anyone else still out there, and maybe we can salvage this.
I like that the game actually acknowledges if you've made it here well ahead of the time that you would have encountered Elazar and her crew in the cargo bay. It's a very nice touch. Shows they were thinking ahead. Now let's hack our way into cargo bay, or excuse me, cargo container 3232, because if you'll recall, we heard about it before. And let's loot all this stuff because for some reason this dim sum has, I think its physics sound is bugged because it makes kind of the footstep sound from a phantom. And there's the whistleblower thumb drive from Annalise Gallegos. Yeah, she was going to blow this thing wide open. Good for her. Now, before we forget, we've got 4 more minutes on this cargo bay processing here. So let's run over to the terminal and activate the cargo bay side of things. And anything interesting? No. What was that anyway? Oh, yeah, that's just the email explaining how to do this two-sided thing.
Microgravity detected.
Well, having done that, let's briefly pop back to the guts and see what opening that cargo bay door will do for us. What that's going to do is gain us access to a whole bunch of loot. I believe there's at least one chipset in here. Yeah, Typhon or kinetic amp. That's all right. Do I already have that? No, I don't already have that. However, it's not really going to be doing us a whole lot of good right now because it's just going to be boosting kinetic blast, which we don't have yet. That's fine. Well, let's do an upside down hack on this one. And cracking that open gets us a little more loot in here. Yeah, just random stuff. A bunch of psyopos. Very welcome there. And then... I just got that one. I get turned around in this little cargo bay nook. Everything is so jumbled around, it's actually hard to maintain a sense of vertical. Okay, I think it is this last one up here that I have not opened. Or no, it's just that the other side is jammed. Okay. Oh wait, is it this one? Yeah. Ah, no wave transmitter. Excellent. What about this here? I think this one's open, yeah? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, did I get that? No, Typhon lure. Definitely don't want to miss that. Yeah, I got that one, that one, that one. Okay, good. I think we are all done there. So let's pop back to cargo bay.
Gravity detected.
And by the way, on our way through, let's take note of one other number here from the treasure hunt, 5. You can actually get 3 of these. The one right here in cargo bay, the one in the shuttle bay fuel transfer, and the one in life support very close to each other. And speaking of life support, I think it's about time we headed in there and see what we could do. And as soon as we load in for the first time, we're going to have this etheric phantom walking across there, so let's get a scan on him real quick. And it looks like he's going to knock some stuff off the raptors there. Now, before we do anything else, let's take a look at Neuromods, because we've got a ton of them to spend. Yeah, 18 Neuromods. That's amazing. All right, well, let's get started on those, because there's a couple things that we're going to need here in the life support section. First of all, it's time to grab leverage 2. There's a few items that we'll need to move. Let's also get mobility 2, because ludicrous jump and sprint is a happy thing, and I am happy. With that done, let's get some altitude. Because I would like to take advantage of his proximity to this hazard, debate him into doing something extremely stupid. That's right. Now let's just keep his attention focused over there, because it will reset periodically when he sees that oh, it was just a dart. He's going to start walking away. As long as we keep his attention focused. That's right, buddy. See ya. And as you can see, we've got another one over there. Some care is needed to avoid getting into his line of sight. Okay. Now, we could just drop down and take him out with a disruptor and some shotgun blasts, but again, since we have this hazard to work with, I'm happy to save on some disruptor ammo, or alternatively some psi, because, you know, Psychoshock and etc. could do it as well. But etheric phantoms tend to take a bit of resources to take out. I don't love dealing with them, and they're quite dangerous. All right, let's get that scan.
Psionic aptitude available.
And start baiting him. Okay. Come on. Except he's going to go after the dart itself, yeah. Okay, that's fine. If he's going to be a pain in the ass. Then we'll just have to expend resources on him. Okay, while we're up here, let's hop over into this security area, because that's actually the only way to get in, is by going up and over, but fortunately it's very easy to do. Just got a little bit of junk in here, some notes. And again, as I mentioned in the last episode, when you see a note that mentions a person and an item, it's fairly straightforward here, but other places less so. It's just telling you that you could track that person at a security station in order to find stuff. Which is useful if you are not typically exploring thoroughly enough to find the people that you want, or if you're looking for a particular thing. But okay, I think that's all the hazards up here, or down there for now. So let's head down to floor level. I believe there is nothing else up here, although let's hack this turret. I always prefer to just hack turrets as I go, because that way I don't forget later.
Logging calibration request.
All right. And we've got a transcribe and a safe code on Erica Teague here.
Talk to me. We've had enemy contact, but the enemy, they should have held position in the cargo bay. I couldn't, Chief. I couldn't let those people. Can you get to the escape pods? Negative. The escape pods are malfunctioning. It's like they're locked in place. Only 4 of us made it to life support. 5. I'm picking up Remmer behind you. Negative. Remmer isn't Remmer, Chief. These things. Chief, the main lift, it isn't working. We're locked out. Oh my god. Remmer's here. Stay away. Stay away. Teague. Erica, respond.
Rip Erica. Now, there's a couple of things special that I did here. There's some cystoids in there. Later on, after an encounter with a specific person, there also may be a recycler grenade trapping the medical dispenser in here. But this is one of the reasons why I got leverage too, so that I could not get blocked by things. Yeah, so I could get in here and access this Neuromod without throwing a recycler in here. Again, that's another one of those Neuromods that I think a lot of folks accidentally destroy when they're trying to gain access to an area. And speaking of gaining access, let's use this access panel here. Now there's a body here. Don't worry, we'll get back to that in just a sec. For the moment, let's head into this bathroom. You could just bust through this glue here, but I like to leave this blocked off just so that mimics don't wander in here and such on. Okay. Now here's another leverage to items. However, this grate, like others that are set in place in the floor like this, it has a tendency to get locked in place, and sometimes in the process of popping out, it will do physics damage. So this is one of those very rare occasions when I am going to in fact save before doing something, because I don't tolerate physics bullshit. And getting damaged by something that you just picked up just because the physics engine didn't do things properly, that's bullshit. Now, thankfully, doing it relatively safely the way I just did, managed to avoid that outcome this time. And this is going to pop us right back out where we were, and here's that body I mentioned, the body of Tobias Frost.
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I'd like to arrange a time to oversee installation of a special particle injector in the water treatment facility.
Hang on. You want me to do what now?
I've already confirmed the inlet and outlet fittings are to spec.
And just what precisely is this thing supposed to inject into our water supply?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Uh-huh. Well, then, we have a problem, Tobias.
Dr. Kelstrup has already seen and approved.
We're gonna need to see a signature from Alex or Morgan or something like that.
But
so, until I see ink on a dotted line, you'll just have to keep showing your special injector to Dr. Kelstrup.
So experienced Prey veterans will know exactly what I'm doing here. And in fact, one of the commenters, I believe, already mentioned that they're fairly certain that this is where I was going and what I was going to do, and they're absolutely correct. Oop. I think I just dropped that. I think I dropped that turret while I was talking. Yeah, I totally failed to pick it up and bring it with me. Yeah, magnificent. No, as I was saying, veterans will already know exactly what I'm doing here, especially once you see the pop-up for that quest name come up. In the Dishonored games, there is a bone charm called Spirit Water, and it is, in my opinion, one of the most overpowered bone charms in existence. And, well, there's no such chipset in Prey. However, there is an optional side quest that we just picked up, which lets you perform an action in order to turn every tap into in the entire station into that effect. So obviously we are absolutely doing that, and we are doing that as soon as we possibly can. Let me just make sure that I've gotten all the bolts back. Sometimes I can't get the bolts up here. I think, yeah, I don't know if they get fried or if they're just getting physicsed. Fortunately, it seems like I got most or all of them. All right, well, let's grab our friend turret here and head down into the lower level. And I'm just going to set up the front turret right here at the entrance.
Eradicator auto turret version 0.7.6 online.
And then hack in here. Now you can get the key code elsewhere, but this is one that I want to hack in immediately because there is just a ton of good stuff in here. I mean, look at all this loot. There's no way I'm leaving that behind. You know, med kit, all sorts of good stuff, along with 3 Neuromods. And it's got another turret for us, but for now, let's grab one of these O2 bottles. Because O2 bottles, they're not as fragile, I think, as the explosive containers, but they do explode. Oh, hi there. I'm glad you didn't see me. But yeah, the O2 containers, they will explode, and they're plenty enough to take out an operator.
Material inconclusive. Logging calibration request.
However, now that I'm reminded that we have a very dangerous Phantom pathing back and forth here, let's get ready to neutralize him. Bye, Rimmer. Alright, I think it was just those two Phantoms in here. However, since Rimmer took a flying leap, let's go get his stuff. Oh, and he had a lot of it.
Alika, this is Kirk Rimmer. We're in escape pod 8 and 9. Everyone is secured, but the launch controls aren't responding.
Did you follow all the steps on the launch card exactly?
Yeah, the klaxon even sounded, but the hatch won't close. We can't separate.
Hang on. I'm looking at the schematics. There should be a remote sensor on the explosive bolts.
Alika, please, hurry.
I see all the leads, but... Wait. This can't be right.
Can you launch us from there? Can you at least close the goddamn hatch?
No, I don't think so. Is there a manual crank of some sort? Remmer, do you copy?
Rimmer just needed to try turning it off and back on again. That's unfortunate, however.
Have you seen Price?
Oh.
What? He didn't show up for a shift again?
He's not answering his transcribe. I even asked Abigail to check his cabin before she came.
For sure this time. He was already on thin ice.
I thought he was doing good. At the Naltrek zone? Seeing Dr. Cole?
I'll call security and have them track him down. Hopefully, he's okay.
Adjustment required.
No, I'm sorry. The resident drunk is in fact not okay. I think we all figured that out long ago.
Insufficient Typhon material.
Okay, let's grab another O2 bottle. So we have another dormant operator down here I'd prefer not to waste ammo on. Yeah, I can't really see past the thing while I'm holding it, but... Oh, nope. Missed. Okay. Well, let's get out of the line of fire of my turret. There we go. Okay. And then we've got one more operator up there on the catwalk. However, I'm pretty sure we can get up to it without waking it up. Provided that I just succeed at platforming. That may be an impossible challenge. There we go. Okay, and actually, as I'm thinking of it, before I forget, there's one thing that I want to make sure that I don't miss back here in the escape pod area. And that is, if we just slip down here, we've got a ton of goodies, which is, oh, optimizer telepathy. That's, you know, that's actually decent. I use a lot of telepathy powers. Let's take a look. What could we potentially give up for that? I don't know that I actually want to give up anything for it. Is it worth investing in more chipset slots? I think it's not. I think for now I'm going to drop pistol critical because it's not strictly essential. And I'm going to get more efficiency with telepathy powers. All right. And then just climb back up through this way. Successfully. For once. Platforming my old nemesis.
Scanning target Typhon material.
Okay. Let's Actually, while I am up in the rafters here, there is one other thing I wanted to get. And I believe that... Nope, I failed. Okay, you know what? Much easier way to do this. And that is to go to the top of this elevator, or grav lift. And there we will see the body I'm looking for. Oh, I am quite in need of a recycling. Okay, well, briefly, is there anything that I can actually... I don't need spare parts. No, I'm just going to hold on to all this for now. Max, we'll come back for you, you and your stuff.
Scanning target.
For now, let's not waste any more time. And let's get ourselves into the water treatment plant so we can get ourselves some doped water. Eventually. I am worried by my platforming performance today. It's not my best skill at the best of times, but yeah. Okay, so Voltaic Phantom is over there, which is perfect. Let's get the power turned on. And what have we got? Oh, Aggressor Amp. Oh, that's one I've been hoping for. Increases the damage of all psi attacks by a small amount, plus 20%. Yeah, okay. So, change of plans. I am, in fact, going to get more chipset slots for my Psychoscope, because that's an outstanding one. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get that on, and then... I'm not using any of that, so might as well go back to Pistol Critical. Okay. Now that that's done, power's on. Let's slip back out the door. And straight back up. Sometimes, I wish that I had a different set of gaming skills. Okay. Now that that's all done, let's see. Yeah, I might as well get a cheeky scan on this guy. Nah, save it. Okay, what did I just... Yeah, okay. Here we go, into the water quality lab. And drop off the questionable material, which is now going to be pumped into everyone's water supply. However, it won't work quite yet. Oh. Okay, well, I'll get the side point apparently. Oh, you know what? I think that one tick up was just from my natural regen. But yeah, it won't actually work until you see the exotic material get all the way over here. It's a nice little touch. Yeah, now we can top off. And let's both clear out this window and get the attention of that Voltaic Phantom down there. And I think that we might have the other one coming up. No, let's get his attention. Oh, let's not forget those Neuromods. Oh god, is he gonna fall? Is he gonna fall? Oh, he fell, but he did not die from the falling damage. That was amazing. Yeah, Psycho Shock does a fair amount of knockback, and if you hit someone with it right when they're by a balcony, you can sometimes knock them over it, or railing or what have you. It's quite fun when that happens. Let's just have a sip of water and regain all of that psi. And there's a corrupted operator over here, so let's see about taking him out. He's not really in a great spot, to be honest.
Cannot reproduce the problem. Diagnostic sensors
Okay. Well, let's make sure we've got combat focus ready to go for when he shows himself. Oh, there he is. Hi. Let's get a little distance from you, my friend. There we go. Problem solved. Well, one problem anyway. We've still got several others in this area. So let's, since the power's on, that's going to be sparking. Let's sort that out. Just wait for the water pool to stop sparking. And done. Okay. Now let's just drop off some loot in there, just to clear a little bit of space. And now that that's repaired, we can just head straight up here. Oh, he popped all the way over here. Okay. Whoa, okay. How is he? You know what, never mind.
I can kill you with my brain.
Not sure how he survived all those shotgun blasts at point blank, but, well, problem solved. All right. Now, up here, as you, might not be at all surprised to see, the guy who has a bunch of liquor bottles around his desk, his password is vodka. Probably could have guessed that one ourselves. And no, the obfuscating 0 is not really worth a whole lot. All right. And yeah, don't be this guy. Seriously, don't be this guy. And I believe we've got another chipset over here in this locker. A duplicate of heavy gear optimizer. Great. Just what I needed. That's all right. I've gotten 2 really good chipsets. One amazing one, in fact. So, no matter what else happens here in life support, I am happy. Well, I shouldn't say that. No matter what else I find in terms of chipset loot, I'm happy. Let's not tempt fate here. Okay. I think that's a bugged puddle that you can't actually put out. That's fine. Let's head down here to the eel processing terminal. And then just collect a whole bunch of stuff. Where's that voltaic phantom that I popped? There he is. Hey, recycler. I'll take it. Happy. Whoa. Excuse me. Actually, real quick. Do I have enough for leverage 3? I do. Good. Because I'd like to move a few of these around. And I'm going to be needing it soon anyway. Not there, though. Not there. Actually, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. That won't be in the way. Well, let's harvest eels. And be ready for bullshit, because there is a mimic in here. Yeah. I'll pass on the scan if it means taking him out quickly. He might have been ready to jump there. But okay, you don't want to throw a recycler into the middle of this because, well, again, you'll destroy a Neuromod. Jeez, okay. It is time to proper recycle. We'll come back to you. Let's go drop off stuff. Now let's get rid of some excess suit repair kits as well. And I'm actually also going to recycle these null wave transmitters and EMP charges because I generally don't keep more than 2 stacks of anything except recyclers. I have filled up the recycler. Outstanding. Okay, you know what? Let's pull that back out and throw the EMP charge in. And then finally throw in those 4 extra null waves because they're worth some decent exotic. Now you've probably noticed that I try to take out every enemy that I can, even though the game provides plenty of ways to avoid engagement. Every single fight in a YOLO run is a big risk, so why take risks like fighting technopaths? Well, for one thing, we're ready to do so now. We were sneaky-breaky with that first technopath in Neuromod division because we weren't equipped to take him on. But just because we now can, obviously doesn't mean it's a risk worth taking. I talked a bit last episode about the way I play games, and how I don't really enjoy just ignoring all the enemies in a map when I have the option of neutralizing them or otherwise taking them out of the picture. Now let's put this recycler, no, wrong, and put this recycler right here, and it should get everything below. And as I was saying, that's part of it, but it's not just that. There are very practical reasons. So it's time to talk about Prey's crafting economy. And all of this that I'm about to say assumes that you've taken Materials Expert and Necropsy. Every Typhon enemy in the game drops items that can be recycled for exotic material, required to fabricate Neuromods, and if you're diligently scavenging the way that we are in this run, you should never be short of any material other than exotic, so our supply of it is the only limiting factor for crafting our own skill points. Or to put it another way, if we think of Neuromods as level ups and exotic material as experience points, then every time we kill a Typhon and loot their remains, we are effectively gaining XP, if you will. So let's take Mimics as an example. They drop 1 Typhon organ and 1 Mimic tumor, and taken all together, a Mimic can be relied on to drop 0.18 exotic, and we need 3 whole to make a Neuromod. A Mimic can therefore drop 6% of the XP needed to level up, so you need to kill about 17 of them to get there. But a Technopath or Telepath? Well, they drop 15 of those organs, for a total of 1.8 exotic, and with Necropsy, you can also get a Typhon Ganglion that by itself is worth 0.9. In other words, killing one of them is worth 90% of level up. The big bad that shows up later, he's worth 2 entire Neuromods. However, there's a flip side to this material fungibility. It means that anything containing exotic material could potentially be used to make ourselves stronger. So take Psi-Hypos. Each one could be recycled for 0.6, or 1/5 of a Neuromod. It could therefore be said that every time we use a Psi-Hypo, we are burning up 20% of what could have otherwise become a skill point. And the same is true for Typhon lures, and null waves are worth about half that. The certain items and abilities, in other words, effectively cost XP in order to defeat an enemy. If I use a Psi-Hypo taking down a Technopath, then I've just effectively lost over 1/5 of the XP reward I get from that enemy. If I use 2, or a Hypo and a Lure, that's nearly half of the reward, and each one that I use only gives me 48 Psi, so I'm only going to get about 2 uses of my main powers from each one. Now I could of course buy the powers that make Hypos give you more Psi. Now, this helps, but since we have to use 5 Neuromods to get them, we would have to use about 30 Psi-Hypos before we saw net gain from that Neuromod investment. And honestly, I may not use that many Hypos in the entire run. Although it makes using the Hypos more efficient, no matter what, it still means taking a loss on a per-use basis. Anyway, hopefully that was at least interesting or informative and not just me running my mouth for close to 5 minutes straight. So let's put all that theory into practice, craft a bunch of Neuromods, and see what we've got to work with. Let's see, with 10 Neuromods in reserve, and a bunch of upgrade kits, I think, yeah, the thing to do here is, since there's nothing particularly critical that we're needing at this time, I'm going to finally get Gunsmith 2. And I'm going to put those upgrades to work on turning the shotgun into an absolute beast. And with 3 left over, let's give some love to the Disruptor stun gun as well. I think the thing to do here is, yeah, let's get its range maxed out. And let's get its recharge rate down to half a second and give it a little more power. Perfect. Now with that done, I think the priority at this time, let's see, let's head up the grav lift. And over into atmosphere control. And my reasoning here is that I do want to clear this out, desperately need to actually, but I don't want to do it later after everything is respawned. Oh, hi there. As you can see, it's not a happy place. And just a trash can in here, along with, looks like we've got a corrupted operator. Since it is stationary, hey, 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 hey. Don't have your animation slip you around the corner like that. That's not okay. Let's see, where did it go? Ah, there it is. And nothing in here. Yeah, it was just this trash can. This is just a passageway in order to get into this maintenance crawl space. And that is one of the things that we needed leverage 2 for. Obviously, there's other ways to do that, but it's about time. Now, as you saw, there's a thermal phantom in here, and some other assorted nasties as well. I think...
Scan complete.
Yeah, see that operator there in the background? He's going to be a pill. Okay. That will do for you. And let's see, that hasn't drawn any attention, has it? Doesn't sound like it. There are most definitely other things to draw attention from in here. Let's take it cautiously up here. Yeah, I hear that poltergeist. And I believe there's another thermal out there. Yep.
Scan complete. New psionic aptitude available.
Not close enough for Psychoshock. Okay. And that may have drawn attention from an operator over there. Alright, I think I want to circle around this way. And while I'm at it, let's just loot this room. Just a handful of junk in here. And nothing of particular note. Okay. All right, that was the right angle on him. Okay, now back over here, we've got a poltergeist to contend with, and they are not a good time. Not ever. I did want to hold some disruptor ammo in reserve for it. Oop, sounds like we've got another engineering operator. Is it? I think there's one just lying damaged on the ground, isn't there? Or dormant or something? Yeah, somewhere. That's fine. Okay. Let's get all our defenses up. And come on, guys, show yourself. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. Sorted. Yeah, so poltergeists have a backlash ability, and that allows them to deal essentially thorns damage to you when you damage them through almost any means. However, the Q-beam does not trigger that reflected damage. And so what I like to do is zap them with the stun gun as soon as they show themselves. The combat focus gives us time to... And then just pop them. Easy peasy. Usually. Yeah, I hear that operator down there. Where is he? At least I think I hear him. Am I just imagining things here? Okay, well, at any event, let's loot this one and put out some fires. That will do. Just a few bits and pieces there. What's this? Oh, that's just a space for you to tuck yourself away in and hide, looks like. Okay. Let's make ourselves a little stairway here. Some reason, why is the okay. Some reason the psychoscope was not putting itself away. Not sure what that was going on there. Oh, hi there. Thank you for making yourself easy to target. Always appreciated. Alright, let's get some of our psi back from this handy water cooler. They're not quite as everywhere as they were in Dishonored, but, oh, hey, what's that? Farscan! Hey, nice! Nice! I like Farscan. What do we want to give up for that? I think I'll give up Pistocortical for that, yet again. Excellent, excellent. Being able to scan things from further away, that is a survival trait. Happy to take it. All right, and what's this? Storage room. Oh, that's right. That's where you get the key code to that storage room that we went into and got all that loot from in the beginning. All right, I think that has cleared this room out. Let's unlock the door. And then there's one little piece of prep that we need to do in here. Let's circle back around. I probably should have just gone around the other way. And let's shut off the fans. Just to make it a little safer to get down there. You don't actually have to in order to do this. It's just, well, safer. As one might expect. There we go. I believe that has gotten all the fans in order. Should. Yep, all good there. That is all prepared and ready to go. But for right now, let's just test this out.
Atmospheric decontamination procedure initiated. Oxygen flush commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hazardous atmosphere conditions.
There's another way in with mimic matter. Okay. You know what? I probably shouldn't have done this just now as a demonstration. There we go. That's fine. I'm not trapped in here. Yeah, basically that's just going to put out all the fires, but later on it will have a much more important purpose. Ah, there's our engineering operator. Excellent. And that will just allow us easier access to loot a bunch of things. Okay, now are there any leverage 3 items in here? Yes, yeah, one right there. Let's grab this. Because now with leverage 3, we can begin doing a bit of prep for a later mission. Later on, an enemy will begin occurring.
Stand by for oxygenation.
And this enemy is a special type of operator that will infinitely respawn out of these dispensers. They will be hacked and they will just be constantly producing enemies. So what I like to do prior to that point is once I've got leverage 3, I start stacking up a bunch of crap in front of any operator dispenser that I pass. Now, that will not stop these special operators from spawning in the first place. The initial spawns, at least, those are fixed. But it will stop their infinite respawns, which is good because infinite respawns are a bullshit mechanic. I do not appreciate infinitely respawning enemies. That is a surefire way to make me drop everything and find a way to defeat that mechanic.
Calibration request.
I'm serious. I will put the entire main quest on hold if it means finding a way to stop that kind of bullshit. But alright. I wasn't sure how long life support was going to take to clear out, but we actually made really good time, even with some of my derp and sidetracking. And we've got some time left before I have to stop recording, so let's head on into the power plant and see what we can accomplish. Unfortunately, at the moment, the answer to that is going to be not a whole lot, because the power plant, much of it is gated off by the main quest. Although, funny thing, you might recognize this as Mikhaila's office and the hull breach that we went into earlier where we killed that first telepath. The game doesn't quite realize that we've killed that telepath. I mean, obviously it's showing us a window to the actual outside, so the telepath is not there, but it's still playing the telepath sound effects that it's trying to fake for us in here. It's kind of funny. Okay, what else have we got? I think not a lot here. Yeah. Got an upgrade kit, and then I don't believe there is actually a password to find from this security terminal. But it's not actually necessary, because you can also climb through that crawl space there in order to get access. In fact, I think that's exactly what we're going to do, because if memory serves, there is loot up there to have. Yep, just a little bit of junk there. Always happy. Destroyed operator that has nothing on it. And then the game's going to try to fake us out here by making that move. I'm not sure what actually causes that. It might just be a physics bug. However, that's not actually a mimic. However, there are actual mimics that are going to come up that grav shaft in a second as soon as we get close enough. And I would prefer not to deal with them. Unfortunately, I think I might have thrown it a little bit too soon, because that has resulted in one of the mimics being elsewhere. What the hell? I wonder if I actually yeeted him through the floor or something, because he's just not there. Yeah, he clearly thinks he's running around somewhere, but that somewhere is not here where we are. Okay. Now, there is a very difficult electrical hazard just on the other side of this wall. There's just no way to get to it and glue it in time. So what you need to do... I think that might be too far away. No, that's gotten it. That's gotten it. Okay. How that wrong? My God, I've got to do better than this. Just wanted to glue it up in order to give myself a little extra time, because I wasn't sure how much longer it was going to stay disabled. Okay, well, this is a shitty room, and we don't want a part of it.
It's Mariana.
Oop.
I can't get in.
Sorry,
The airlock
that
here
is...
plant, but it's got some kind of a lockdown on it. And there's something else.
I'm not sure why, but it is going to play a transcribe that I had not listened to. Okay, that's fine. Let's,
ovoid mass. Roughly the size of a truck, maybe?
that should get us up here.
Tell because it was silhouetted. I mean, it could have just been debris, loose tubing, I don't know, but it scared the shit out of me. God, I sound crazy. I just gotta breathe.
Ah. Okay, that didn't work.
I'm gonna try another airlock, then I'll call back.
You need to remember, glue is only perfectly accurate in 0G. Okay. I got a bunch of cystoids over there, but the real threat is a poltergeist that's going to activate any second now. Now, I'm going to try hitting it with a recycler. I'm going to try baiting it over here. But the thing about a recycler is that if you damage a poltergeist with a recycler, that will trigger its damage reflection. So I'm going to hit backlash first. Okay. Okay, that did not hit the poltergeist, I don't think, or else I would have... Yeah, it's still there. I would have seen the trigger of backlash, that green arrow on the screen that says you've taken damage from it. Alright, well, let's get all the cystoids out of the way. And I think what I'm gonna have to do is the same way that I handled the last one. Still, let me give the recycler one more try. Oh. That sound effect makes me suspect that that just actually killed him, which is interesting because it didn't trigger his backlash. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. I don't hear him anymore. Fantastic. All right. Let's grab a few things here. Got a glue cannon and a couple of transcribes. Oh.
Access code to part storage changed last shift. We had a short, so security came up and...
Shotgun critical?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Oh, baby.
Hey, maybe it's not my place, but...
What? Spit it out.
Well, it's just that there was a minor leak, and, I told Connolly we should wait for new parts, but,
Duncan, I don't give a shit about your pissing contest with Connolly. Take it to Brooks. Code's embedded in this message.
And actually, there was another transcribe that I just picked up. Yeah, from, yeah.
Hypothetical question for you.
Come on, Manny. Just be upfront with me. I've seen you checking out my caboose in these TranStar uniforms. If you want to ask me out, just...
No, I do not. This is serious.
Oh, serious and hypothetical. Well, shit, I'm listening now.
Let's say you discovered something incredibly treacherous. Life-threatening, something everyone ought to know about.
I don't know. Send an email? Call security?
But you needed to do it anonymously.
Well, shit, Manny, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. Not yet.
Okay, well,
Ah!
You were looking for me?
I hate it when it does that.
What's the story on Mikhaila's office?
I filed an incident report.
I'm trying to page turner, but I don't have time. I need to get a crew on the other side of that breach.
So what's the problem?
Problem is, it's blacker than my butthole at the bottom of a well in there.
The grounding resistor malfunctioned. Swap a new one and you should have your lights. Is that all?
Hey, you sound rattled. What's up?
I tried replacing the resistor yesterday.
And?
It just melted into some kind of goo. Smelled like fried ass.
Shit, man. That's not in the report, is it?
I need to get some sleep. My shift's over anyway. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Anyway, sorry about that. So certain transcribes are coded to play automatically if they are giving you a code or an otherwise quest relevant or important. And they will just immediately interrupt. Yeah, okay, good. Let's get him over here. They will just immediately interrupt anything else that's going on. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so let's get Q-beam up and combat focus. Damn it. There we go. Now, if you're used to coming into the power plant later on in the quest, you may be confused why there's not a bunch of phantoms in here. And again, that's because I'm coming here before setting foot in Arboretum. After Arboretum, whoops, hi. Well, as I was saying, after Arboretum and certain other quest triggers, new enemies populate areas like this. So right now, there's just this handful of operators in here, along with a shit ton of mimics in a room up there, but we'll get to them.
Hey, a little bird told me you plugged a leak in an unconventional manner a few weeks ago.
Yeah? Was it an ass-kissing bird named Krasikov?
Maybe. Care to elaborate?
Not if I'm going to get my pee-pee slapped.
I love Connolly.
I'll dunk you in the eel tank.
Ouch. Nah, supply was out of parts, so I borrowed a glue gun from the guys in hardware. Worked out okay.
Ingenious. Next time, let's make sure we have enough spare parts to do the job right.
Roger that, boss.
Connolly cracks me up. He's got some great turns of phrase. Whoever wrote him was having fun. And we've got another Neuromod in there. Excellent. All right. R.I.P. Connolly. You're a real one. Okay. I don't think there's a lot tucked away in the corners here. And there's just that one mimic room upstairs. Now the question is, do I want to deal with that right now? I'm thinking not. I'm thinking that I will come back to that because there's one more thing that we want to do, and then I need to have an episode break because this one is getting quite long. Now here in this room, got a bunch of nice loot. Some Neuromods on the table.
Morgan.
Oh yeah, and our ex-girlfriend, who is not doing so well.
Morgan? What are you doing here? I thought you were Earthside. I'd get up, except for my legs. And my lungs, and my nervous system. Don't look surprised. Paraplexus, remember? You warned me. The boosters are in my office. No way I'm getting there now. It was locked down and the hull was breached. No power, no air. And don't you dare try and get them. It'd just mean both of us would die. And I don't need you protecting me anymore.
Sorry, Mikhaila. I'm trying not to let anyone die. And more importantly, if I save your life, you'll give me stuff and come hang out in my office.
You surprise the hell out of me sometimes. Please, right at the neck. Just look for the marks. It was harder when I was doing it myself.
Oh, so much nope.
Oh God, I can breathe again. And feel my legs. I still have some spots in the eye, but those should clear up. Thanks, Morgan.
You're quite welcome. It was no trouble. I was already going there to get Neuromods and other stuff from your office, so, you know, it was on the way. Plus, you have done me a great favor by freeing up a single slot of inventory that your meds were taking up. So, well done. Thanks.
Repairs needed. Please contact a qualified engineer.
Now take care, we've got one of the few true jump scares in the game. It's completely harmless, but that pretty much gets everyone. We've got an operator in here, but I think that we'll go about repairing it the usual way, which is to say, percussive maintenance. Breaking it apart for its stuff. And as you might have seen there, we also picked up the disruptor battery fabrication plan, which we've been waiting quite some time for. Let's see. I think it's going to be quite a fuss to... Actually, I can just use this. Yeah, there we go.
Obstruction detected.
Okay, we'll fall it over, but that's fine. I can stack up something else.
Obstruction detected. Please clear aperture of debris.
That should do it. All right. I'd say that's mission accomplished here in life support. We've saved Mikhaila's life, gotten some truly incredible chipsets and other loot, and, most importantly, we've spiked the entire water supply of Talos 1, the water that everyone on the station drinks, so that we can use our superpowers slightly more freely. I'm sure no one else will mind that they're ingesting Typhon material. That hasn't gone wrong for anyone here. Next time on Prey, we're going to clear out those mimics upstairs, loot a few other bits and pieces we left behind, and then it's finally time to do what we've been putting off. It's time to venture into the Arboretum and flip the magic trigger that makes the entire station more dangerous. Weavers and phantoms will spawn in places they weren't before, and we'll have an extremely deadly new enemy to contend with. I do hope you'll join me for that. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.